What's going on, everyone? It is your girl, Bria Simmons, and you are listening to Certified BS. I am here with an amazing guest. I'm really excited to introduce her. But before I bring her in, we're going to do a quick grounding exercise, which we've been doing as we get ready for the podcast. Just a reminder, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But if you're not driving, feel free to really settle in. Get ready, close your eyes, and we're going to do box breathing again. So just as a reminder, in through your nose for 4. We're going to pause for 4, out through your mouth for 4, hold it for 4. We're going to do 2 rounds of that, and then I'm going to introduce my guest. So when you are ready, here we go. Just breathe in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 2, 3, 4. Out for 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause for 4. 2, 3, 4. In for 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 2, 3, 4. Out for 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause for 4. 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that got you grounded, settled in, ready to talk mental health and all things BS, though we talk really not about BS at all. We're talking about really real things, but I talk about belief systems and behavior structures, and those are the BSs we're talking about here. So I am going to introduce our awesome guest. Her name is Courtney Roselle. Courtney, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here today.
We're so excited to have you. So Courtney is the founder and CEO of Iron Grace.
Yes.
She's also a badass woman all around. She is a personal trainer. She's deep in the fitness world. I mean, you're a mental health speaker. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone?
Okay. Hi. I feel like I wear many hats. So my name's Courtney Roselle. I am the founder and CEO of Iron Grace, which is my own health and wellness company I started now 8 years ago. I just opened up my own personal training studio as an independent training spot for personal trainers called Iron Grace. Motivational speaker. I'm most known for being on the TV show with The Rock, which everybody loves, and I'm known as Titan of the East. So I'm the winning title and known as Titan of the East.
I love to hear this because, I don't think I knew that. So
really?
Tell me more about this. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the start of my journey is, being an athlete all my life. Growing up, I was denied by a bunch of modeling agencies growing up because I grew up as a very feminine tomboy. And I felt like I need to always fit into a box. So I got denied by so many modeling agencies. I'm telling you, literally a modeling agency called me to invite me into New York City to tell me that no little girl wants to look like me when they flip a magazine.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, yes. We're getting right into the mental health stuff because I can't imagine as a young girl too being told something like that and then figuring out how do you not internalize that and how do you work with that in your life?
Yeah. I think what saved me was being athletic in sports. That's what saved me, because in the athletic field, being strong was good enough. So also in sports and athleticism, it doesn't matter what color skin you are, what religion, who you love, what you look like. It's do you know how to play a basketball? Do you know how to lift a weight? It has no standards, no bias. So I think that's what saved me to grow up in such a positive space.
Okay. So growing up in sports, what sports did you play? What was that?
I know. So I played a lot of sports. So track, softball, soccer, but I excelled in basketball. So I went to college for basketball at the University of Scranton.
Okay. Yes. All right. So what was the transition for you from sports into the fitness world?
I came out of college, so I played all 4 years. I was captain my senior year. We were an amazing team. We were top 20 in the country. I mean, we were flying high, and I kind of was lost coming out of it. When you come from a competitive space, they should teach people what you do as a college athlete and come out of into the real world, because most college athletes are lost, and that's where our mental health really deteriorates. So my brother, about a year or two in, discovered CrossFit for me. He's like, I want you to take this CrossFit class because you could be strong, you could be confident, but you could also be competitive or not be competitive. And I ended up really excelling in the CrossFit space, that they asked me to be a coach, and then I competed all over the country. And that's what gave me life was, finding CrossFit, truthfully.
Wow. Okay. So talk to me a little bit about like the mental health challenges you faced on your journey to find CrossFit, and also maybe how maybe they were fused together at that time once you found CrossFit, or how you were able to maybe pull yourself out of a hard or challenging mental health.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely came from, I'm like 6 feet tall since the day I was born. I don't know what else to describe it, but like my guy friend says it to me in the bath. He's like, "You're a size of like an average male." I was like, "Thanks." But like, so the mental health was for me struggling just to fit in and be in like, or be put in a box. Like, are you this athlete? Are you a female? Do you like to wear dresses? Do you like to play sports? Do you like to be with the boys? And also, I'm the youngest of 6. So I have 4 brothers and a sister.
Okay.
So like, I'm always trying to fight for my voice to be heard, So trying to find my identity growing up. I mean, again, coming from being a college athlete, that's your identity. Like, that's all we know. Athleticism is all I know. Like, so coming from college into that CrossFit space, again, like just for the first time, again, I was identified as not just, oh, you're a strong girl coming into the room. You're just strong. It's just a neutral platform. And I think that's what gave me the empowerment to, pay it forward. Like, CrossFit didn't sell me a product. It sold me a feeling.
Wow. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, Nike doesn't sell just products. They sell motivation. Yeah. Amazon doesn't sell products. It sells convenience, right? So when I opened up Iron Grace, I sell a feeling. I don't sell a product. I don't sell, you're going to look ripped in the shirt and these abs. Like, when you sell a feeling, people love attaching to that feeling.
Absolutely. So what was the inception of Iron Grace from there? Like, bring us through maybe the story from CrossFit, finding that, getting that feeling, into becoming an entrepreneur and like really selling a feeling. Yeah.
Again, it kind of, just to date back, so I was in the CrossFit space. I'm excelling CrossFit really, really well. I'm a strong athlete. I'm traveling all over the country, and it kind of goes into it. I went into the modeling world again, and that's when they told me in my 20s that no little girl wants to look like me. Like, he looked me straight in the face, Silver Modeling Management, and was like, no little girl wants to look like this. So my mom went to the US Open about 6 months later and sat next to the assistant editor of Vogue magazine. She had a couple cocktails, so like, I'll give my mom all the credit for this, but she was sitting next to Jill Delming, and she changed my life forever. And my mom was like, "What are you here for?" She didn't know who she was. She's like, "I'm here to find fitness models." She's like, my daughter's a fitness model. She's amazing." And Jill Delming looked at my photo. She goes, "Wow, I've been looking for a girl that looks exactly like her." So for everybody who denied me, so now she's like, she looks athletic. I know she's athletic. Like, this is what I want to sell. About a week later, I got invited into Condé Nast. I was in my 20s. I was like so scared. I was like shaking my boots because Shape magazine was there, Self magazine, Jill Delming, like a bunch. And they were like, "Why do you want to be a fitness model?" I said, "Because I'm not trying to be a fitness model. I'm trying to sell me, my authentic self of different mold. Like, this is what a real woman is. This is what we really struggle with. This is what 20-year-old females are struggling with, like athletes." So that's when it took off, and I got to end up getting invited to WWE. I know, it's like a whole crazy story. WWE Divas invited me down because I heard about my story. Then WWE Divas, like, they really loved me. I ended up rapping to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as my intro, like to Jersey. Like,
amazing.
They never heard of something like that before. So then when I came out of that, WWE wanted me to play a character of like evil and like, and I heal, I guess you can say. And I didn't want to play it. And I was like, guys, I came this far to find my authentic self. I can't do that. So then The Rock and like the Titan Games people heard about my story while they were there, because The Rock was WWE, and it just got all unfolded. But in the process, I wanted to open up Iron Grace, because Iron Grace comes from the word of like strong as iron, graceful to lift weights, just like a basketball player is, just like you lift a barbell. So you have to have that feminine tomboy self in order to excel. And whatever you identify as, you have a feminine self and you have a masculine self. And so that's why I came up with Iron Grace. And again, just like when the TV show premiered and it took off, and then, again, I came out with Iron Grace and I quit my corporate job working for the New Jersey Devils because I wanted to sell the feeling of what fitness gave to me. It gave me a sense of strength. It gave me a sense of confidence. It gave me a sense of self. So I kind of just like went full in and was betting on myself, and it kind of led me to where I am today 8 years later. So.
That's incredible. I'm like, I absolutely love when I have a guest on here and I don't know everything about them because like there's so many questions I want to ask right now. There's so many questions, but I want to stay here where we are present day. So right now, I mean, from what I know about you, it seems like you are thriving with Iron Grace. Like you have found that authentic self. Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, no, it definitely, I'm 36. Like it took me almost 36 years to find my authentic self. But yeah, I mean, we struggle as entrepreneurs though. You know, I think for myself, my biggest flex, everybody, what's the hardest thing with social media is playing the catch up game. This person's doing this person's doing this. Like that to me, I mean, even being a kid right now or a teenager is so hard because they're playing the comparison game. What I like to tell my nieces and nephews, so I have 9 of them, to be continued because who knows in the next 2 years, it's going to be like 13. But I try to tell them that the biggest flex that you can do is be a leader and raise other leaders.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Raise other leaders. Like, you know, when I do my motivational speaking or I open up Iron Grace, you know, I'm kind of mentoring a lot of trainers right now. Like everyone gets their own clout. Make everybody feel important. Make everybody feel that they're their own entrepreneur, their own boss, I think is like the greatest top tier thing you can do.
What is the formula to get there for right? I know, right? I'm asking a really simple question for a really hard
okay.
answer.
I think breakdown.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, though.
No, like breakdown. Like I tell my athletes, and I did to myself, like I'm gonna break you down so I can build you back up. So feel all your feelings. Yeah. Be authentic to yourself. So like, if you want to cry, please cry. If you want to get mad, please get mad. Like you have to hit a little rock bottom in your life in order to find out like what strength really means to you. How the hell are you gonna climb up when a door hits you over and over again in the face? And you know, I do think now, again, after 36 years, like if people only knew, like I was eating food out of my car, like, you know, working from place to place, like sitting on my bathroom floor, like how the hell am I going to make this work? Until you hit that and you really have to cry and be in it, you really won't know what strength is until you've hit that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're spot on. Like you really do. You have to know the deepest parts of yourself.
Yeah.
And you really don't get to know the deepest parts of yourself until you've hit those spaces or been there or really been in the trenches and like gone that hard for something.
Yeah. Just be authentic to yourself. Be true to yourself. Again, like being true to yourself attracted even more authentic people around me. Yeah. I want to say. So I do believe, like everybody always asks, like, how do you get where you are today? I was like, it's the people. It's the people every time. Yes, I work hard. I think like there's a difference between a grind and a grit. You know, I definitely have a grit. I think it comes from my dad being a Navy SEAL in Vietnam. So he was like the first Navy SEAL, but it's the people. Cause I can cry in front of my people. I can curse at my people. I can get mad at my people, and they bring me back to light and they shake me being like, you're a badass bitch. Like you're good. You're okay. You're okay.
The power of community and the power of your network is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes. Uh-huh. Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for everyone who's listening and learning and saying, what if they don't even have that network? What if they don't have those people? How do you find your people?
I think you just keep on speaking, like whoever you need to communicate to, if it's coworkers or if you find a therapist, or keep on speaking about your life. Because I feel when you keep on speaking about your life, it will attract some type of energy. You know, like when I do my motivational speaking in schools, I do it to a lot of schools or businesses. I say, my story is not special. I just have the bravery and courage to speak about it. That's it. And then people are just like, again, creating other leaders, creating a sense of self-worth for people to be emotionally mature in your space. You know, it's not like I'm not smart. I'm smart. I'm not saying it, but I do think I do have more EQ than IQ in this world. So again, creating that feeling like, you know, I make people feel safe to let down their walls. So if you talk about yourself, right? And you talk about your struggles, your triumphs, your times you cried. You create a sense of security for someone to let themselves in. So, yeah. You know,
and so this is I'm hearing you say like you'll do speaking at schools and in businesses. So you're telling the story that you told here, or
yes.
Okay.
I mean, I get hired for 3 different things. So I get hired at health and wellness, like speaking on health and wellness, like what's the trend now? You know, obviously the science behind health and wellness, exercise, fitness. I get hired for entrepreneurship, talking about small businesses, like how the hell did you make it work, and like what are some comments you would give to everybody else. And then the third one is my story on body positivity. That's mostly what I deal with in high schools or middle schools. I just spoke at a middle school like 2 weeks ago and stuff like that. So, relating to kids, like they're struggling out there. Wow. They are struggling out there finding themselves. They don't know what's real. They don't know what's not. Like, I spoke at an all-girls school. This was about 6 months ago, and she raised her hand. She's like, how do I know what's real on TikTok and what's not? And I really didn't even know how to answer that.
Yeah.
They're like, what's real? And I was like, you have to look at the person and look at their background, like really do some searching. But truthfully, I don't even have an answer to that.
Because it's just as hard for adults as it is for kids, especially at this point in time. Like the things that you're saying that kids are struggling with, I know from my field and where I'm working, and me personally, that adults are struggling with the same thing. It's really hard to distinguish. Yeah, like
they just go by like what has the most likes, what has the most forwards, what has the most trends. And I tell, the kids all the time, I was like, just to let you know, those likes don't pay my bills. So like, you know what I mean? They don't pay my bills. They don't do anything for me. But, I think the worst drug nowadays is attention.
Oh, say more. Say more.
The worst drug in the world right now is attention. Like everybody needs to really hone in on like what's feeding them at the end of the day. And when that attention turns off, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do at the end of the day? Like, there's not a camera on me 24/7. Mind you, yes, I have a lot of followers and social media like helps me drive my business and deliver my message. But let me tell you, how you get right now, like you'll get in front of the Pope, you'll get in front of the devil. Like I am my own self 24/7, and some people are not. And I think that's what their struggle is. Yeah. Is the attention when the cameras turn off. What are you going to be?
Yeah. So, and for kids, but adults alike, that it goes back to the authenticity that you were talking about, right? Like I think I'm hearing you say like it's hard for people to be authentic if they are only attention seeking.
Yes, all the time. Yeah. Like again, it's the craziest drug. I mean, we catch ourselves. I mean, I'll catch myself very mindful in the middle of an email and then scroll on Instagram and I was just answering an email.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? What is happening? I was like, I just was answering an email. Yeah. But then I catch myself on Instagram and like, I just had a video go super viral on my Instagram. I mean, it's like 2.5 million views, over 100,000 likes right now. And it's me being hung up in Lululemon. So I'm the most recent Lululemon ambassador. It went viral.
Which is incredible. Also, congratulations. Thank you.
And like, it tells a little about my story that I said a modeling agency didn't want to look like me. And now I'm on the wall of Lululemon inspiring females, but again, it's right now, it's still going viral. And it's very easy to look at like people's comments and see what they think about me. Mind you, some people are just typewriter thugs out there. I would say 98% of it is beautifully positive, but you have some typewriter thugs out there and I'm like, why is this person even getting to me?
People just trolling or just saying what they want to say or actually trying to poke the bear, like trying to be hurtful or make a dig.
Yeah. And like, I'm trying to get to kids out. And again, even when I do my body positivity talks and, bullying and that always comes up in bullying. And I'm just like, you don't understand that sometimes people are trolling you because they can't do what you do, and they can't speak up. So they're just going to put I would say, you're in the field, but I would say 90% of the time it's just projection on themselves.
Yeah,
you are just the outside factor that's right in front of their face that they're going to take it out on.
Yeah.
So it's a hard line. It's hard to explain to kids nowadays when, high school's their world and they're like, this is it. I'm like, oh my God, the world is so huge. You have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah. That's the hardest part.
So how do you personally how are you managing the world between real life and this online world, which is also important for presence in business building? There is a really important part of social media, but I know it's hard to stay in that lane and
yeah, I'm going to be completely honest. I do have a social media team that helps me filter a lot of things. Like, I'm very blessed that that's part of my business, and I do have a team that I pay out to do it. So I actually try to stay off social media. I'm going to be honest. Like, I film when I film, I put it up, boom. And like, hopefully that hits. My team will tell me how it is. They help me filter out all the bad stuff. Like, they'll hide stuff for me. I'm going to be, just again, being authentic to myself. They'll hide stuff. They'll hide like DMs or certain things that are hit at me. So like, I'm very spoiled in that world right now. So I've had a team for like 2 years, but even when I do see what I see, it just takes maturity to like realize that shit ain't real.
Yeah. Which is, again, it's so challenging, but I think it also speaks volumes to you and where you're at in your business, that you have been able to get a team behind you to really help you, because that is what's helping you stay authentic, is if you don't have to sift through the BS that's out there online.
Yeah. Like I want people to, yes, Iron Grace always brands with me. And right now I do have a team that works in my space of Iron Grace, that I build up trainers, not even to work for Iron Grace, but to work for themselves. I always want trainers to be their own brand and everybody to be their own selves. But it goes back to, again, the community. Iron Grace is a whole team. I think I have a team of 8 just to help manage my life. And I'm talking from like a life coach that I have, to my mom is actually my assistant on all my emails for Iron Grace, to I have about 8 trainers underneath me right now, to a social media manager, to a marketing manager. So like I'm not even kidding. It takes an army of human beings. And then also obviously takes like my best friends literally shaking me to get my life together, or helping me out when I can't make it to a wedding. They'll, be in my favor. Like, it's about your community of people. So
yeah, it came right back to that.
Came right back. Everything comes back to your community. Everything comes back to authenticity. I can't express it anymore. So
I want to ask, shifting gears a little bit, but out of curiosity, burnout. Do you ever hit it? What
Every
takes
entrepreneur,
place?
I will. You are lying if you say you don't hit it. We hit it 30,000 times. I'm getting way better at it, of recognizing it and taking a step back. But it took me hitting the wall. I mean, at least in double digits of my hands. Every entrepreneur hits it, and I'm not even gonna lie that I don't. It just takes maturity over time, being like, I'm about to feel it. So now I need to take a vacation. And my life coach, she helps me. She's like, I want you to plan a vacation like 4 months out, because then I have to go. Mm-hmm. So like right now I have a vacation in September to Aruba for a weekend, like, or 5 days, whatever. It doesn't even matter. But like, she's like, you have to go. You booked it. You have to go. Because if I didn't book it, I would never go, because I'm like a workaholic kind of. So, and again, I knew it was going to take all summer to open up my business, because my gym just kind of opened up this month with my trainers. So I expect to just chill out this summer, help grind, and then September take my vacation.
Okay. So for you, it's actually planning for burnout. Is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah. It's kind of planning for the burnout, but also like feeling it like twice a year. Even it was this past week, twice a year, I actually, and even though fitness is my passion, I don't work out for an entire week.
Okay.
For my own mental health. So I force myself. So this was my first day of working out in 7 days. So, and again, it kind of makes me reassess, what fitness means to me. What am I delivering to my clients? What am I delivering to my people? But yeah, like, and I knew it because I was coming close to the burnout. So I was like, okay, this is your twice a year. You don't work out for an entire week and you take back your mental health. So it literally just ended like the other day. Saturday, because today I worked out. So. Okay.
All right. So there's like planning the vacation, but also like there's planning these active rest periods, like knowing that you like actually planning out when you're going to step back.
Yeah, because easily in my field, fitness could become like a coping mechanism so you don't feel anything. Mm-hmm. So again, with my team and my, like, you're not going to work out this entire week because you're going to feel what you need to feel and you're going to focus on your business. And like, let me tell you, it's mentally tough for me because like even body positivity comes back to me like, oh my God, like I didn't work out. Like I'm not fit. Like, shut up, stop it. Like, but it is my coping mechanism not to feel anything sometimes. Yeah. So I was like, take a step back and refocus, and and every single time I do that, I come back such a better version of myself, for not even me, for my clients. And they know it. Like, my clients know I work so hard. They're like, she knows she's going to take a step back, but now they know I'm going to come back with spice this week. So
you are coming back fully engaged.
Fully engaged. And my client's like, oh no, she took her break. Oh no.
They can always tell.
Yes, always.
Kind of talking about how like going all in, like at the gym, can actually maybe numb yourself, or I want to talk a little bit about, because I always say like physical health and mental health, they are inextricably connected, but I do think that they can be extracted as well.
Yeah.
Can you see like how they can be extracted and coincide?
Oh God. I think it's all like, I mean, they all web in with each other. Yeah. So more than others, like me, it's physical and mental because of the fitness. And like, again, taking the step back, I do feel that if people are struggling with mental health in any type of way and you don't have any physical activity, please dive in. And
100%.
Whatever physical activity means to you. Because like, people hire me as a trainer and they get really nervous at some point because they see me work out. I said, what works for me doesn't work for you. So let me be very honestly clear. And every time I do go to a seminar, I'm like, if your fitness is walking outside or doing Zumba or dance, like whatever that is for you, I'm telling you right now, I never been to a workout class or done a workout and I regret it.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Never. I never and I'm like, oh, I got to get outside a little bit or go to a class. I'm like, man, that was just the worst feeling alive.
Literally never.
Never. And you don't have to do it every day either. Like, as a fitness professional, I do not work out every day. I always tell my athletes, over your workout, there is no such thing as overworking, but there is such thing as under recovering.
Mm-hmm. And I think that is maybe where I'm getting at, where I can see people who, like, there's always going to be a mental health benefit to physical fitness, but yes. I can see people who can go so hard and be really hard on themselves, maybe looking for the goal of, you know, trying to burn a certain amount of calories or get a certain amount of time in versus the actual like genuine benefit that fitness can provide.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you get sucked into, again, now it's at the scroll of our fingertips on Instagram, like how good people look. Mm-hmm. So like there's some fitness professionals not putting out the best content of like they work out 3 times a day, 2 times a day, 12 times like a week. It's just the most wild thing I've ever seen, because any athlete knows, even professional athletes, NFL athletes, like your recovery is the name of the game right now.
Yeah.
For the inflammation in your body and for your mental health, like stress. Like I do love that we have such a kick right now in the health and wellness world. Like I'm sober for 9 months too on top of it. And I feel like sobriety is such a hot thing.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? And like Friday nights, like even going to the bar, like it's not like it's a thing to actually go to a fitness event on Friday night in Pier 13 in Hoboken. There was for 4 hours from 8 to 11 o'clock, a huge mocktails, cold plunges, DJ, dancing on the Pier 13. Like that's the norm right now. And it's all about recovery and connection. Mm-hmm. And I do feel right now that has to relate back to the mental health, especially the connection. Yeah. I think people, but again, it's such like a tie with me because I do feel that fitness is giving connection with the community. Run clubs are hot right now. Mm-hmm. Again, going to these Eventbrite is up 130% alone on health and wellness event.
Really?
130%.
Wow.
That's how many people are connecting through fitness and health and wellness. It's just like any other name of the game, though. Too much is not like good for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like a thin line of
finding balance somehow, which I will often joke with my clients that like balance is the goal, but it's also unattainable. That like we can't actually ever like stand on both sides of the seesaw and just get it to like, you know, get perfectly even on that little tiny triangle. We're always on the seesaw. You're going one side and the other, and then one side the other. And then if you're doing it enough, that's kind of giving us balance in life, but we don't get to just like stay steady on the middle of the seesaw.
100%. And I think like people need, I've even some clients or friends are like, oh, I want to be in your shoes for a day. And they see all of this, right? So they see me on a podcast. They see me on TV. They see me in Lululemon. And I'm like, just to let you know also though, I woke up 3 times this week at 4 a.m. And then they're like, wait, what? Yeah. So like, again, it's like the balance. You see what you want to see, and you see social media, and like I just really want people to express more of like their weaknesses and their downfalls, not just like all the clout and the goals that you get, and express that balance of what really happens behind the scenes. Because I think like even some people, they're like, you're on podcasts all the time, like that's all you do for a living. I'm like, oh God, no, like,
not at all.
That's just what premiered this week on social media. Like what?
Right. Well, okay. In the spirit of it, what are the hardest parts of your job, your life? What are the things that you say that like you're working on, or you know you want to get better in?
Yeah. Oh my God, I want to get better. I think the hardest part of my life is actually just being human. Just being human is the hardest part of my life. Like, if you know me, I'm very, very, very close to like my friend group, and my family makes me. My family is my grounding. They treat me exactly like, they don't treat me like Courtney Roselle. They treat me like Courtney, and they make fun of me and they rip me apart in the best way, in the most teasing way possible. But like they treat me like Courtney. So I love to be around people that treat me just like Courtney or Court. So I think the hardest struggle is just being human, like making sure that everybody that's showing up for me, I'm showing up for them as well. You know, I want to be the good daughter. I want to be the best friend. I want to be the best cousin, the best niece, the best nephew, the best aunt. Like I want to play those roles, and also make sure, yes, I want to be an inspiration for everybody, to make everybody a leader, but most importantly for the people that are closest to me. So, you know, my nieces and nephews, like one of the most telling moments, like I just got tears in my eyes. It's my best friend's kids who are also my niece and nephew. And they looked up at Lululemon, the board, and they're like, that's Aunt Courtney. That's the coolest moment. Because I'm like, they can be on that wall too. You know, when my niece Bella walks in, or my niece Kaylee, who's 15, now I'm the coolest because I'm in Lululemon. Like she brings her 15-year-old friends and she's like, there's our Courtney on the wall. But it's also just like, I could be on that wall. Yeah. Like, and she went through people just like not liking her, hating her, and making fun of her body, her image. And I think that's the coolest thing.
You became the person that you needed.
Yes. Like you show up, you had to show up as your own superhero. I want everybody to show up as their own superhero. You can be it. You know what I mean? And like, I have mentors and I have models that I grow through, but like, again, every good leader makes other people good leaders. I wish more people would do that, instead of like, you know, some people try to find people that are, you know, oh, they did a little bit less than me so they can grab on, I could build them. And then you owe me everything that I didn't make anybody. I gave you the tools. I tell that's why every trainer in my space, no one works for Iron Grace in my space. Everybody is their own brand. So I express them as their own brand. And I know they say thank you to me, but no, I just gave you the tools. You put in the work. You put in the grind. So like, pat yourself on the back for showing up every single day. That's it.
How do you show up every single day? Like, are there certain things that you do every day that help you show up for you every day, or show up to your brand every day?
I'm number one, I do wake up and I meditate every single morning.
Amazing.
For 10 to like 15 minutes. Amazing. I use the Open app. But yeah, so I do, like, that's the first thing I do. I do not look at my phone. I do not, like, I literally sit there. I meditate for 10 to 15 minutes just to get myself going. Also, like, while I'm getting ready, I don't look at my phone probably for the first like 40 minutes of the day. Mm-hmm. Like, I do my routine. I have to be in my routine, because if you get me off my routine, or I see a text message that I don't want to see to start my day, my whole, like, then I'm trying to solve the problem all morning. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to solve the problem. So, you know, even my mom is my assistant, and she'll be up at 6 a.m. She'll be like, I need this, and this for the day. And I tell her, like, you're not going to get an answer for 40 minutes. Because if I start my day thinking like what I need to get done, like right now, mm-hmm. I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah. I'm going to lose my mind.
So there's like the intentional time that you're setting out in the very beginning of the day to make sure that you get to really boundary what's important for you.
Yes. Yeah. Like, and even, that's to like even start my day. And then, you know, I go throughout my day, which is definitely a very long day of answering emails. And I express this more than ever to a lot of my friends and a lot of clients, being like, I am not attached to my phone, so I might not get back to you. And like, you need to suck it up. Like, I'm very like real with my clients or my friends or my family. I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. Now you're at a level that I could be real with you. Like, I can't answer you right now. So like, suck it up. And if you can't suck it up, I'm sorry, then like, we're going to have to step outside this circle. So, and then at nighttime, I try to at least 1 hour a day when I'm eating my meal, usually dinner, I don't go by my phone. I do like some mindless TV for an hour and just like, that's my time and like my downtime. Usually after 9:30, everybody knows like if you're, unless there's like an emergency, don't contact me after 9:30. I'm probably not getting the text. I'm not answering you.
Yeah.
I'm not answering you. Even like my clients, like they'll text me and if they have to cancel in the morning, like I'm going to be like, I'm going to probably see that in the morning. Just going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Just having like and let me tell you, it didn't take overnight. It took 36 years of sitting here having no boundaries, playing cool girl all the time. Like nothing bothers me. Mm-hmm. So I just want to be honest. Like even in like past relationships I had with guys, like I'm always like the cool girlfriend. And like after 36 years, like I'm not the cool girlfriend anymore. This doesn't fly. This doesn't fly. Like, you know what I mean?
I love that. Though.
Yeah.
That's like, because that's you being authentic to you. And it's also how you get to stay authentic to you.
Yeah. Like, I'm just like, this doesn't fly. Like, you can't do, like, but I'm like, oh, you want to reschedule plans? And like, yes, that happens. I'm an adult. I know when things happen, things can't, you know, but now I'm just like, no, this doesn't, even with my own team, like my website manager, I used to even like be like, oh, does this look good? I'm like, oh, but you're the professional. You know what looks, now I'm like, oh no, I don't like that color. I don't like that design. It's even in my own business because now it's bigger than ever. Yeah. So now I'm just taking a role of like, no, shit is going to be done my way. And my team is loving it because they're like, Courtney, finally you woke up and you're like, no, because it makes their jobs easier. It makes my friends' jobs easier. Mm-hmm. Makes my family's job easier of being like, we know who you are and your boundaries. So it just makes us love you how you want to be loved.
Wow. It's like you're taking control of things that are external for you, but it's actually coming from the control that you have internally that you've built.
Yeah. When you set those boundaries in those display, number one, it's better for you to love yourself at the end of the day. And it's better for your relationships. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, by 20, like my friends know, like she doesn't answer for 6 hours. Trust me, she's going to be completely fine. She's bossing it up. And like when I see my friends or my family, I'm giving them like 100%. Like I put in my family household, if I pull out my phone, guys, my mom's going to rip me and all my aunts and like it made sure. So like they know when I'm very present now. I'm like phone to the side. And when they see me do that, they're like, okay. So when she doesn't answer for 6 hours, she's really doing that with all her clients and her people. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Presence is important.
Presence.
That like it sounds like it's really important for you when you're with your clients, when you're with your family, and when you're with yourself.
Yeah, because I think that's like the most loving thing you can give people is your presence and your time. And like I don't like to hear people. I like to listen to people. Even in, again, certain relationships, my friends know me now. Like I'll let them finish a sentence and sometimes I take a beat so I can answer back because I think a lot of people hear and don't listen. So like you're speaking to me and I'm already coming up with an answer and the sentence isn't even done. And I'm just, but I have been caught doing that because I'm like, just ask, like, just wait, Courtney, you're going to have a good answer. And I'm like, okay, but you didn't even listen what they had to say.
Yeah.
Like you're not feeling the emotion. And like, you need to just show up in a different way.
It's very different to listen to understand rather than listen to respond.
Yes. Yes. And I think a lot of people in this world listen to respond. And again, it took a lot of faults from me that like I wasn't listening into responding. And then someone sitting down and being like, chill for 5 minutes. And again, like it took in my own relationships, not just like, you know, men I've been involved with, but my own friendships and my own family and my own relationships with my clients. Like, are you really listening to what I have to say? Yeah. It only made me better and made me slow down a lot. So
absolutely. It seems like there's just like, as I'm hearing you talk, there's just so much self-awareness that you've built over your lifetime to get to where you're at.
Yeah, because it took so much falling and crashing. It took so much falling and hitting brick walls over it. Like, Courtney, this does not work. And stop repeating and going back to where you are. Like, what are we doing? You didn't thrive in that space. Mm-hmm. I thrived in that space, though, off of survival. That's what it was. I was in survival mode. Okay. So that's the difference. Everybody's like, you were thriving. I was like, yeah, in survival mode. Because I was like, trying to grab onto any like life jacket and like there's a difference. And again, this is just like learning from my life coach. Like I would try to be in the same space. And yeah, I would change my personality of like being better with human beings, but like I'm still in the same space or the same place that's toxicity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, but I'm changing. They're like, no, you're still in toxic space. You're still in survival. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? You know? And like, again, like it just took a lot of, hitting brick walls over and over again, communicating with people. And just like, even when I communicate with people now, even if I offend somebody, I would be like, I will always apologize for offending somebody, even if it's not my intention, because like I made someone feel that type of way. Mm-hmm. And like, you have to like, guys, it's not always about being right. Like, I am wrong. Probably more time. My mom will tell me you're wrong. But I like, even when I fight with like my mom, I'm just like, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That totally is not what I was going for. But like, I will always apologize first and then explain my side of the story. It's not about being right. Because a lot of people just want to be right now.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, but I was thriving in survival mode, guys. That was my problem. I was like just grabbing any life jacket. Like, please, I'm here. But it wasn't right.
Okay, so to that end, and we're wrapping up. We're coming to a close here.
So sorry.
No, don't be sorry. You have taken up exactly the amount of space I would want you to take up here. You are just like empowering and inspiring. And as I'm listening to you, I'm just like, I feel like a sponge right now, just hearing you talk. It's really amazing.
Thank you.
You're giving me life. And I want to know, like, I always say, like, the podcast is certified BS. BS is obviously my initials, but I talk about belief systems, which I think are really, really important. What is a belief system maybe that you've cultivated over your lifetime or that you're really leaning into right now that's really helping you thrive, maybe not in survival mode anymore, but in thrival mode?
Yeah. And okay. Well, I kind of went into authenticity. I mean, it's like the background of my phone, and it might sound stupid, but I say it to all my, my athletes. And my favorite quote of all time is, the black sheeps always turn into the goats.
Ooh. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black sheeps always turn into the goats. Again, going back to like authenticity and being yourself. And I think more than ever, that's what's making me thrive.
Yeah.
In the best space. It's making me communicate the best. It's making me have relationships the best, making me attract the best community. But like, I am a black sheep, and I finally hold on to that as my identity of like, I am not normal, and I never asked to be normal. So like, hopefully it makes me thrive over time.
That's really beautiful and badass and everything in between. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this was amazing. Maybe I'll bring you on for another episode. Cause, like,
I'm down for part 2. Always.
I think we have to come to part 2 because again, like I'm like looking at my list of questions here, and like we just like there's so many.
Did we get to 1? Did we get to 2?
Literally, the belief system's 1, but otherwise it's just like this conversation was exactly what I hoped for it to be, and like,
oh, thank you.
You are inspiring so many people, myself included, but I'm sure like everyone listening here is going to be just really empowered by hearing you and your journey. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you? Yeah.
So guys, on Instagram, Courtney Roselle, you can always find me, or Iron Grace Fitness, irongrace.com, irongracefitness.com, or Iron Grace Studio. But Courtney Roselle is the best way to reach me, via like social media and stuff. So
amazing.
I always answer all my, again, I'll answer all my DMs, guys. It just kind of takes me like a moment. So, I always have to tell people that. Like, sometimes it takes me a beat, but just give me a beat and I'll be there.
She's setting her boundaries, and we love that for you. So that's okay. Thank you again. This was incredible. And we will attach all of Courtney's information to the show notes as well, so you will know how to find her. You can just click right on it. But we will certainly do a part 2. Until next time, let this be the moment.
Thank you, guys.
I'm Bria Simmons, and this is Certified BS. Thanks for listening.